Thank you very much, Jackie, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you will forgive me if I say all protocols observed, and that would be acceptable to you all. I'm going to give you an overview of the None in Three project. Jacqueline set the scene very ably for me. We take our title from the rebuttal of the inevitability of this statistic that 1 in 3 women and girls will experience sexual or physical violence in their lifetime. This is a project that we have developed in partnership with the Sweetwater Foundation, which is the only NGO in the region that is committed to ending sexual violence and traumatization. And we've worked with them. We have a memorandum of understanding between the university that I'm based at, the University of the West Indies, and the Sweetwater Foundation. None in Three was launched on International Women's Day. It is funded by the European Union, and it is a 2-year project that is being implemented in Barbados and Grenada, hopefully as a pilot for the region. We have 3 main objectives. The first is improving access to justice and services. The second is stakeholder capacity building, and the third is prevention. Very critically, our project is designed to complement existing programs. We did a lot of preparation work before we even designed the proposal, and that work was to make sure that we dovetail with the work that has been ongoing in the region, that we don't seek to duplicate or to replicate, but to complement and to build on. We are not the first. There is so much activity and advocacy and program building that has been going on for now some 15 years to 2 decades. We will not be the last, but we seek to make a contribution in a very specific way. We have 5 strands of activity. We are conducting new research with women in especially vulnerable and marginalized circumstances. We could have selected many groups of women, but the women that we've carried out research with are women living with HIV, women in same-sex relationships, women who experience domestic violence while pregnant, and women with disabilities. We have concluded our data gathering on all 4 of those groups, but today we will only be presenting our findings in relation to 2 of those groups of women. And this is because we have just completed data gathering and we are still in the process of data analysis. So we are presenting emerging findings. Strand 2, the engagement with men and youth. We need to learn from the perspectives of men and from young people. And although the majority of victims of domestic violence are female, it is important to recognize male victims, and it's also important to recognize men's perspectives on the causes of violence and what can be done. What we will do in Strand 3 of the project is to turn these research findings into training materials and develop comprehensive training programs which we will roll out across stakeholders, and we will also use webinar training as part of that so that we ensure maximum reach. Strand 4 of our project has attracted a lot of media interest because it is something very, very unique to the region. It is the creation of a computer game as an education tool to reduce negative attitudes linked to aggressive and violent behavior and to empower potential victims of domestic violence. Linked to this, we have created a survey instrument to measure children's attitudes to violence, which we will use to test the effectiveness of the game. Strand 5 is a social media strategy which underpins every single activity and which has been rolled out from even before the launch of the project. And this is to ensure maximum public engagement and reach. We have some important outcomes. Some of these are very aspirational and may be difficult to measure, but certainly, as I said, we were adding to what exists, and we think we can achieve some of these things. We provide a forum for women. We provide a forum because this is the first time research has been carried out with these groups of women. It is the first time their voices have been heard. And on our website, we also have a survivors blog spot, which is being used for the voices of survivors. We hope, therefore, that we will increase the empowerment of women, of victims, both women and men, and that will lead to an increased reporting of domestic violence. And that increased reporting of domestic violence won't result in a folding of capacity, but a building of capacity to respond to it. We hope that will mean improved access to support and justice. And we will strengthen regional knowledge and networks through our regional dissemination strategy, which we have already begun to implement. We are building knowledge and capacity through the training that we will provide for professionals and civil society organizations. One of the legacies of the project will be the training manual and the materials, which will be transferred to local owners. We are also in discussions with a Barbadian businessman who will develop online training from our materials to make them available even after the project has concluded. We will develop new strategies for change in our policy briefings based on the engagement of men and youth. And we will add to the growing awareness of the unacceptability of domestic violence through our communication and visibility strategy. In terms of prevention, our evidence-based serious gaming intervention for use in education settings and with young offenders will raise awareness and we hope will promote conflict resolution skills and victim empathy among the young. We will produce new knowledge on children and young people's attitudes to violence through our psychosocial survey, and we will leave with the region a research tool for assessing changes over time concerning children's attitudes to violence. And our purpose today is to share with you the emerging findings from our research with women, from our research with men and with youth, to explore the links between violence in the home and violence in schools, to share with you our plans for the first prototype of the computer game, our plans for assessing the attitudes of children and young people to violence, and our take on the role of social media in contributing to change. None of this, of course, would be possible without an incredible team of people that I work with. I am gifted to work with a multidisciplinary, multicultural, multi-talented team of experts from both the Caribbean and the UK. And I think we have almost all of these people are around over this day for you to talk to. I think we have everybody there. There are a couple of people who are not part of this, but this is a very, very vibrant team of people. And importantly, courtesy of my university, we have 4 doctoral students attached to the project. This is not funded by the EU, but they are experts in their own right. Criminal psychologists, investigative psychologists, social workers. They are experts in their own right, and they bring a vibrancy to the project that we couldn't do without. And of course, we have our partners. We have also been blessed with the support of a great many agencies, government departments and civil society organizations. I'm not going to go through them all, but all of these organizations have given their support to the project in one way or the other. And my final word is for the victims. Our message is very, very clear. No one, none. Thank you.